Extracurricular activities, private school, summer camp, all potentially pricey items. But who pays for them when you're divorced? Live at 5's family attorney Sonya Coffman joins us now to answer that question plus more of your questions. So who pays for those pricey items?
This time of year we get those calls a lot about summer camp, and the answer legally is that the court would expect that the child's expenses should be paid from the child support.
Ooh.
But practically speaking, you always hope the parents would reach an agreement to share
maybe
those
split it?
big ticket items, but the court can't force a parent to do that. Same thing is true for college tuition, which is often a shock to people, that the court can't order child support past 18 or graduation from high school. So college is always something to be negotiated.
So you may think about that before you sign off on those papers.
Maybe so. If an agreement can be reached at the time of the divorce, that's the best option.
Okay, on to some of our questions because we've got lots of them. This person says, my niece lives with me, but I don't have legal custody of her. I want to change her last name to what it's supposed to be. How do I do that? Both parents agree to the name change, but won't give up their rights.
If the parents consent, a name change is pretty easy to do, and there should be no reason that this little girl couldn't get her name changed.
Okay, easy enough. If a couple is divorcing with children and both are required to take a parenting class, can the divorce still be granted if one parent refuses to take the course?
We deal with that a lot, and what the courts usually do is they will hold the decree and not sign it until both parents have filed their parenting certificate. However, if the person filing the divorce has done their paperwork and the responding party refuses, the courts may go ahead and grant the divorce because you can't hold somebody hostage forever on that issue, and then put a note in the file that if the non-complying parent comes back on a modification, they'll have to take that parenting class before they can go forward.
Okay, my wife's baby daddy won't give up the place of employment and won't pay child support. Is there anything we can do?
Yes, go to the Attorney General's office. They have databases and can find this man's place of employment, and they can help him with the child support.
Okay, if my girlfriend has lived with me for 5 years, can she still take some of my belongings due to common law marriage if we separate?
You know, the question implies that this viewer thinks that they've lived together a certain amount of time, there may be a common law marriage. That's not the test in Texas. They would have to meet the requirements for common law marriage, and if they did, then there may be some community property to divide. But if they don't meet the requirements of common law marriage, then there is no community property.
Okay, I have 2 stepchildren in Louisiana. The father abuses them both. Last year we found out that my 8-year-old was molested by a 16-year-old. She's 9 years old now. The father also buys them all kinds of stuff. Buying love routine. The father didn't even do anything when it happened. The stepwife did, however, do something. Plus, he's blackmailing his ex-wife over child support, saying if she did pay, then she can have the kids in Texas, but as long as she pays the money. What can I do to get full custody?
Wow, that's a lot of facts. I think the stepfather is asking, can he get custody of the children? And if he and the mother are still married, then it would be that the mother would actually be the one seeking custody. If these things are happening to these children, they don't need to be in that environment. But if they are separated and the stepfather is asking for custody on his own, he first has to establish standing to be before the court. It is possible that if he can show substantial past contact with these children and that their present circumstances endanger them, he might be able to get in the custody fight.
Lots of issues on that particular question.
It's sad.
All right, Sonya, we appreciate you stopping by. And of course, if you've got a question, all you need to do is post those questions on our KFDM News Facebook page, or you can email them to us. We appreciate it.